it's me, Erin. Thanks for joining us on the More Love podcast. Do not tell Rebecca, but this podcast is about empathy. She likes people to think she's dead inside, but the truth is she's a big-time feeler who has truly helped me uncover that empathy is my superpower. Oh, here she comes.
Hey, bestie.
Hi, love.
What are you doing?
Oh, just getting ready to host a podcast.
A podcast? About what?
Life. Our life as best friends who are more like sisters.
Ah, yay! I love us, and I can't wait to share our stories with the world.
Especially the ones that involve us pushing each other, right? To be our most authentic selves.
Oh, man. Okay.
Well, thank you for coming to today's show. It's been nice to have you. It's now over because it's over before it started because it is now 21 after when we were supposed to start because Rebecca had to get her coffee.
It wasn't just that. You also, thank God you called me in the morning.
I also called her 5 times
Thank
in
God.
a row.
I know.
And when
See?
I did, she said, "Oh, thank God you called me. We were still sleeping." I can't.
How the hell do you sleep that late?
I didn't mean to, but Sawyer had to be at school 10 minutes. I gotta go. I was like, get up. We gotta go. She's like,
How old are your kids?
my oldest was already at school. She goes at 6:20.
Well, who got her going?
She does that by herself.
Oh, how old is
She's
she?
the adult
She's
in the house.
14. She's in 9th grade.
She manages
Wow,
herself.
That's impressive.
Oh,
No, that's
Rebecca
impressive.
conditions them like that from the time they come out of the womb.
yes. Oh, yeah. She's on top of
Give
it.
yourself a bath. They're like
She
6 months
she
old.
even left me. This is the best.
Here's
she even
a card. Go buy your wardrobe.
That's
well,
right.
she left me a note on the counter that said, "Mom, I have a game today. Please make sure I already put my jersey in the washing machine, and if you could please have it dried by the time I get home at 3:20." That's the note from my 14-year-old.
Yep. And she's still not sure it's going to happen.
I'm pretty sure she's going to text me at lunch and
Yep.
say, "Mom, did you get the?"
Yep. She's going to have to call and remind you.
It's true.
It's not
true.
okay.
It's true. Yeah. Oh, she nails it. In fact, she's going to be on the podcast coming up, and she is so excited. She is so excited. But my younger one, she's 9. She's in 4th grade.
I'm on the phone with Rebecca this morning, and Sawyer comes running in, and all I hear Rebecca say is, "Oh, honey, what's wrong? What's wrong?" She's bawling her eyes out. Why is she bawling her eyes out? Well, check the Facebook page group that we have, because if you'll remember from last week's episode, we have a tooth fairy story, and let's just say that we doubled down on that story for this week.
Yeah,
So
guys.
it's not okay. You are just a walking mess bomb.
I know. It's and then
incredible.
And then, so I'm running late, obviously, because the podcast is 80 million hours away
here
from
we
me.
go.
So to prove where I was on the highway and that I was speeding, I sent you a picture.
Yes, you sent me a picture, apparently, that you were speeding.
We'll show the picture.
Yep.
So it was a picture of my dashboard.
Yep.
And I was proving that I was speeding, and it said 69.
Yeah. And when I saw it, I immediately showed it to Scott, and I said, "Of course." And he said, "What?" And I said, "She's almost on empty. She's almost on empty."
I didn't even notice that.
I thought you were trying to point out that your gas tank had hardly, you were running on fumes.
It's true. Now,
But
it was
Scott
really this.
immediately got that you were going 69.
Yeah.
But because he's classy, he wasn't going to say to me, "Oh, I think she was just pointing out that she was going 69.
Because I was like, she's got plenty of gas.
See, Scott and I are spirit animals.
I can't.
Spirit animals.
can't.
See,
Yeah.
he gets me. He gets me.
He does.
You don't find my
humor
humor funny.
No.
I'm like, 69. In fact, I even sped up to get at 69.
You're 41, and we're still sending pictures of that.
I can't help it.
Can't.
It's so funny.
I can't.
It's so funny.
And I don't even catch it. I'm
I
the
know.
adult in that relationship.
It's true.
So I'm like, well, I better get some gas on the way home. You're running low.
I don't have
Whatever.
any money. I gotta wait till payday on Friday.
Oh my
I'm gonna try to
God.
get
Yeah,
home.
how's that skylight frame going that we spent so much time? We had to pick it out. We had to talk about it. We talked about that, no joke, for hours. How
know.
you were going to get your life together. You were going to start to schedule yourself better. You wanted to
did.
see it all at a glance. You got one in the mail. Then it
did.
wasn't the right size. Then you returned it. Then you got a new one. Then you sent me a picture of it. And I think your text said, "Ooh, she pretty." Okay. All these things have have happened?
I know.
And then you come in today.
And it has a chore chart. And every morning, Sawyer, except today, because
she wasn't even up.
A, I returned it, and B, she didn't get up. But every morning, all she wants to do is click those things. She had her bed made. She had everything done.
Yeah.
And I
so
said,
your life starts to function a little more efficiently. And what do you say as soon as you get here?
I returned it.
Yep. Got to send it back.
I know.
That's a little too much function.
I know.
In my day.
I was coming close to my window closing.
Oh, your return window?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. You're like, you know what? My life feels a little too on point right now.
Listen,
I need to send this back.
Well, because I did some more research and I found something that I can like jank together.
Oh, yeah.
So I got
I'm
a
sure you did. You got
$90
an iPod Touch or something? I can't.
It's probably refurbished.
Oh, it definitely is.
Well, they stopped making them, like 6 years
Yeah,
ago?
well, Rebecca still found one on Shine or whatever that place is you go to. To get your stupid stuff. I can't. What are you janking together this time? It's like an old computer screen. It's attached to an iPod Touch. And like Sawyer in the morning, you're like, honey, go check off your chore chart. And like she has to go through and like press all these buttons.
She's got to take out the antenna.
She's got to push the restart button. But you know what? That saved us at least $20. So you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. And just so we can juxtapose this here, I have put my down payment down on my hearth frame.
Oh, the $699.
The $600 frame. And I'm like, how do I pay for this? How do I pay for this right now? Like, how do I pay it all? And they're like, you can't pay it all right now. You have to put your $50 down and wait for it to like come. And I'm like, so then today I signed up for text reminders of like when it's launching so that I can go in and just pay the balance. Oh my God.
You cracked me up. I can't. There's no.
I got $100 off because I signed up in advance.
I can't.
I'm not sending that thing back. And mine is the size
huge.
of this picture over here. It is huge. It's like a piece
It's
of
really
art.
nice. I've watched the commercials.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think
like a piece of
only rich
art.
bitches have these. Fucking rich bitch over here.
It's not only that, but it's also like that's how I live my life.
Right.
So I'm
Large
like,
and in
"Hi,
charge."
why don't you just come on over, take a look at the artwork on the wall? This is our schedule. It is a piece of art.
Yeah.
And everyone's schedule is on there. The grandparent schedule is on there.
Even when
It's
the
all-
dog takes a shit.
That's right. It's all scheduled during the day. Yep.
Yep.
I like this incense we got going today.
This
What's that
is,
called?
This is called the ocean salt. Like a wafter.
I like it.
All right. Well, I know how to take my glasses off. I had to leave them on because I didn't bring.
That's why you're wearing your sunglasses?
Yeah, because they're
inside?
prescription, and
Okay.
I can actually read the small print.
Okay. But I just want to be clear. You did not allow me to pick the incense. You didn't allow me to
Nope.
pick the oil today.
Nope.
Scott's the one who picked
Scott.
the cards. So this is all up to chance right here.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. So how do you want to do this?
I want to know why we
gotta
have that oil today. What is it?
Oh,
What's red? And why do you need it
picked
so bad?
I picked it. So remember I told you about my hypnotherapy. So not only did we discover I have a broken heart, but we also discovered that my really imbalanced one, I mean, the heart one was really, really bad, but this one was the worst. This is the grounding chakra. And in order to get it back into alignment, I'm supposed to wear red shoes, red nail polish on my feet, red pants, grounding. This is your root chakra. This is where you are.
This is the one you
grounded.
said last time that mine was just large and in charge
Always.
and totally fine.
Yep.
Oh, so wait a minute.
What?
So you're just supposed to wear more red and embrace the color red, and all of a sudden your chakra is
No. That's how
in
you
line?
get grounded. And I'm supposed to go outside and walk in the dirt. You need to get grounded. And the reason why my chakra is so off balance is because my dad left when I was a little child. So I've never had any consistency. That's not true. I shouldn't say that because my mom created this beautiful home. I had a great childhood. Don't misconstrue that. But just based on the fact that I had that experience where my parents got divorced and I would go back and forth between homes, there was never really a sense of security and grounding and, that whole concept of abandonment trauma, like that whole thing. So your grounding chakra is your bottom.
Your root.
Your root. So if you're not aligned there, then how could all the other chakras be functioning really well. So anyway, that's why I picked this one. So pick out your Red Rock.
Do you think when the listeners are listening to what you're talking about? No, I was not going there. I was not going there.
Okay, what?
Do you think when they're listening to you and they hear me say things like, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. Do they think that I'm like on board?
No,
Like they
I
don't.
mean, if they do,
They don't.
They don't know you.
Okay.
because that's
Okay.
your front
Okay.
weirdo.
Okay.
Ding,
This
ding,
is
ding.
my
I'm
way.
gonna placate
I'm with
her.
you.
It's fine.
I hear you. That's fascinating. I'm with you, right? I just didn't know if people were like, well, these two hippie shop chicks, they are in it together.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
no, this is your
My
version.
friend Izzo said the other day that when you had said to put the stones in the moonlight, that she immediately in her head was like, no. And what did I say on the podcast? No.
I know.
So she gets me.
Oh yeah.
She
Oh, yeah.
She saw me.
Oh,
She
yeah.
saw me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but my
no
favorite
matter
part
what,
is that
I'm
you
still
buy,
playing
that's
around.
right, you
Here
play
I'm
it.
rubbing the
You
red rock
rub it
over here.
I mean, I didn't tell you how to rub it, but
You
it is,
always say that.
just pick it up. You don't have to. You like to rub it,
Oh, well, am I supposed to just hold it like this the whole time,
You
like in
can.
the palm of my hand?
or put it near your microphone. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So the first chakra is located on the pelvic floor towards the base of the spine.
Yep.
Maybe we can talk about the story that you told me yesterday.
No, let's not talk about that. But let's talk about
It
how
has
you
to do
can't.
with the pelvic line.
Let's talk about how you can't go to a trampoline park because your pelvic line ain't what it used to be after having those babies.
Oh, I got to wear the deep ends.
I know.
The deep
I know.
ends.
So tell me more about the what is it? The pelvic. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Your
Remember
tipped
when
pelvis.
Remember when I went to the
urine leakage. You're a mess.
Remember when I went to the store with Taylor and she goes, Mom, why don't you just buy the period underwear? I go, Taylor, those are Depends. Those are for people who pee their pants. That's not period underwear.
And then the next day you're back at the store. Put them in the cart.
Maybe that's what I need.
Put them in the cart. Whoops.
Oh my God. I did take one of your pads when we were at Darnell's birthday party when we had to do the Darnell Olympics because I was concerned we might have to jump. So I took one of your pads out of your toiletry bag and put it on because I was wearing shorts and I thought that's not going to be good if they see leakage.
You just helped yourself. Helped yourself.
Sure did.
Yep.
Sure did. Okay.
Scott loves this show the most. Scott loves this show. It's his favorite show.
It sure is. All right. So back to the pelvic floor towards the base of the spine. It's a root chakra and it supports the other chakras and is responsible for a sense of security and stability. Alignment of the chakra will enable us to feel safe and reduce our anxieties by balancing various aspects of our lives.
Look at me. What's up, Goose?
I am Maverick. I have to see.
I'm over here watching you read that thing. All I you got your stupid ass headphones on and those stupid
Oh my God. What's that Top Gun song? We gotta find that Top Gun
Danger
song.
Zone.
What?
Thunder. Yeah.
Thunder Zone? No, it's
Danger
Zone.
Kenny Loggins.
Way to the danger zone.
Kenny Loggins. Beyond
what?
Thunderdome.
The
Mad Max.
Thunderdome?
Yes, that's right.
No, it's Danger Zone. Oh my, Kenny Loggins. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, this smells like no bueno. I need it.
That's because you need
Oh.
it. That's because you need it.
Okay, so I need to get grounded because my
Oh,
anxieties
this is
are
amazing. There's cherry in here.
Stop it!
I'm not kidding. I want to be in
Of course.
this.
You know what? You fucking secure ass bitch. You stable,
It's so
secure ass
nice.
bitch.
Wow. What makes me want to put some.
What
Makes me
the
want to put a
hell
red
is going
bikini
on this morning? Did you guys do a bag of meth before you came in here?
It makes me want to put on a red bikini and just put my feet in some dirt.
This smells like
I
shit.
love it. I'm not kidding. I got to put some on here. I'm going to smell
Wait
this
a second.
one all
Hold
day.
on. Hold up here. Erin,
need some?
you're slathering yourself with this stuff that Rebecca claims smells like shit.
Yeah. And
then
it does not.
If memory serves, last time
I know.
Rebecca was all like, "Oh, this is great," and you're like,
Right, the Pine Sol one.
Right.
And what was that one? That was oh, that was the one you put in your navel or something. That was the belly button chakra, whatever that one was.
This smells like shit.
This is awesome. I have this one over here.
I need Scott to come in here and tell me
are you allowed to come in here? We'll put this one on you. We'll smell it.
And you tell us if you...
Are you grounded? We'll see if he needs it. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, it smells like shit.
I love it.
What is it?
You smell that? It's a little cherry in there.
That's what I hate about it. It's the blood.
Okay, here comes Scott. Come here. Bring your little... No, bring your...
What are you doing?
You got to put it on your arm.
Okay, other one. Whoa. Okay, give me your inner pit. Oh, good. Next
Now you got to smell that. Do you like the smell?
Okay, tell us what you think.
It smells like a hotel room. Like a motel.
Like a hotel. Motel. Holiday.
Whatever.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Where are we at? Okay. This smells good.
Okay. No, it smells like
shit. It smells like a Holiday Inn from 1978. Without the cigarette smoke and whiskey.
You don't like it or you do? I love it.
I can't. It does smell like a cleaner of some kind.
It's like cherry. You know what it smells like?
Oh.
It smells like when you're going through the car wash.
That's what it is. Pound Town.
Go through.
That's what it is.
Oh, that's it.
Go on our TikTok. You can see.
You can see us when we go through the car wash.
And I'm
starting to talk about the cherry, and you kept being like, we're going through Pound Town. Yeah. I'm like, I don't think that's what it's called, but.
Does your coffee say shut up?
Yeah, it probably does. It didn't go well at the coffee place.
What does it say?
No, iced coffee, chocolate latte.
No, the big red letters. Charged. It says charged up. All I see is up.
It does not lie.
I thought that was her secret subliminal message to me because it's facing me.
Yeah.
It says shut up.
What up, Goose? Cannot.
All right, let me take these off. So let's read our intentions.
Go ahead.
No,
you want me to start?
Yes.
Okay, Scott picked this.
Yep.
I am letting go.
Oh.
I know that focusing my attention on things I cannot control distracts me from my journey.
I needed that today.
I know that focusing my attention on things I cannot control distracts me from my journey. I am letting go.
I should probably
bye-bye.
Turn it off. Oh.
Turn it off like a light switch.
I should tape that to my computer screen today.
Why? Because you spend a lot of time focusing on a whole bunch of stuff you're not supposed to be? The answer is yes.
I was going to say.
The answer is yes.
I mean, I just like things I like.
Yeah. Yeah. You just focus your attention in all the wrong places. That's what happens.
All right. Scott picked this one. The Three of Swords. Look at it. It's like an eye that's crying.
It's a hand. There's two hands holding a hurricane. Oh, I see that. It's fine.
Good thing I got my glasses on.
Yeah, good thing,
Maybe
Goose.
you should wear yours.
It is good thing, Goose.
So it looks like a bunch of crosses, but they're swords sticking into the hurricane in the middle of the palms with tears crying.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Scott picked
Sounds
this. So
like
Scott, this is for you.
This one's for you.
This is
you
for
ready
you.
for this?
Three of Swords. Human hands hold a personal universe now suddenly wounded and irreparable. What once felt like a source of light is now gone, and the heart breaks at the thought of it. The Three of Swords indicates a loss, heartbreak, or disappointment in life. When something we loved or desired is suddenly gone, it can be challenging to move past it. In many ways, this card speaks to the mind-heart connection. When we experience loss, our mind often influences the heaviness we carry in our hearts. It's important in times of sadness to let yourself mourn. It is just important to make sure your mind doesn't perpetuate or inflame the agony of loss. Negative thinking can feed heartbreak beyond what's necessary. Be careful with your thought patterns and lean into healthy coping mechanisms at this time. You can and will heal if you allow yourself to. This experience may be painful, but there is hope ahead. The clouds will lift and there will be new opportunities in the horizon. You know he picked this for me.
Fuck!
No, you picked this for me.
Scott, everything okay, man?
As far as I know.
Nope,
I'll let you know later.
Nope, he picked it for me. Here's why. Oh my God, I'm so clear. I can take these off.
Please
Okay,
explain.
thank you. Please, because
So-
I'm really nervous for Scott right
No,
now.
it's nothing to do with Scott. Scott, you did this for me. This is exactly what I needed. So we've been alluding on the podcast for a couple weeks now of things going on in our lives. And I shared in the beginning of our podcast journey that my full-time job is a wish granter for a charity that I hold near dear to my heart. In fact, I have a charm bracelet tattooed on my arm.
Thank you for saying arm.
On my arm. And I have the charity's symbol as a charm. I have a symbol that represents my family. And I have Erin's Concern Center logo of the business that she loves tattooed on my arm. And I've been working for this charity for 9 years. And it is very, very near and dear to my heart. All things. And I could go on and on about that. However, we recently had a meeting and the charity has decided to close. And it has been a very hard journey for me because not only am I losing my job, but I love this charity. I love the work. I love all the things. Front Row Foundation is what it's called. And so, Erin, thank God I have a therapist who's a best friend because she's
free.
had to.
Everything's free.
For free. That's
fine.
She's had to process with me a lot of these emotions because I said to her, I said, I never would have left ever. I would have done this. I would still do this for free because I just love it so much. And sometimes things have to happen for you. And it's been a grieving process. And today I have a list of things that I have to do that sometimes I just can't wrap my emotions around because it's really, really hard. And today was my deadline of I have to do it. And I have to shift my framework. And so this card for me basically is saying, yes, it's sad and hard, but don't make it worse than it needs to be. And I remember writing an email, it might have been 2 weeks ago. And I said, I want to close this charity because I'm, kind of running the closure of this chapter. And I want to do it in a really respectful, beautiful way that honors all the things that we've done. And that, again, I am not emotional. This is very talk about empathy, talk about vulnerability, talk about all the things. This is going to be incredibly difficult for me on many, many levels. So I need to put my big girl panties on. I need to ground myself to feel secure because right now I'm feeling floundering all over the place. I got no job coming up.
You do. You work for Concern Center.
That's true. But there's just a lot of change coming up and I am feeling not grounded. I am feeling very insecure. I am feeling all sorts of loss. But at the same time, I'm feeling very excited because this podcast has changed my week. I mean, we've always had fun together, but watching the numbers of our listeners, and I was just telling Erin that I went to dance class for the first time since last year. And my dance moms, who I'm close with, that we sit together, they were like, we listened to your podcast. We've missed your laugh. And I'm like, oh my God.
They clapped.
They clapped. Too funny, right? And I'm like, you guys listen? You care? And then one of my very best friends came over to my house the other day and she goes, you're helping me. You're helping me solve problems. You're giving me new perspective. You're allowing me to think. I'm like, what? I just show up and want to make you people laugh. Scott basically called me the talent. That was like useless. And it's just it's so rewarding. And it allows me to feel the same sense of service that I was feeling in my job at Front Row. And that's what drives me. And that's what gets me excited every morning to get up and do all the things. And when I need to feel that. And so I need to make sure I'm always involved in that sort of scenario because I'm not good. I'm not good unless it's creative or anything. So anyway, Scott, that card was for me, not for you. I mean, maybe there's something going on for you, but for me, I need to process my heartbreak and my sadness and all the things going on.
It's been so interesting to both be on this journey with you going through this and to watch it and to also be paralleling it in a lot of ways, right? Because I was a part of the charity. I was supporting you in the charity. So it's been really interesting for me. And what I love about this podcast is people get to see the true you, the crazy, zany, return your starlight frame person, right?
The starlight and the thong all at the same time.
Right. Not in the clear bag. That will not be accepted. But what's interesting for me is this thread that you're talking about right now is the bond that we share.
Yes.
Right? You are up here over the top. I am down here, keep it together. Yeah. Right? But the meaning making that happens, the connection, the desire for making some type of change or impact in the world is that thread that allows us to always find this common ground.
Yep.
So it has been fascinating for me to watch you go through the stages of grief.
Yep.
And I talk about stages of grief with you, with a lot of people a lot, because I don't think we give enough attention to grief in the way that grief plays out in our life constantly. So the stages of grief, the initial stage of grief is depression. It's, okay, I am really not okay right now. I'm not in a good place.
Incapacitated.
Right? I'm not okay right now. Then there's anger. And there's frustration, and there's why did this happen, right? There's bargaining, which is, well, if we could just do this, then maybe this would happen instead.
Which, in hindsight, are you noticing we went through all of this in the past 3 months?
And the thing about stages of grief is they're not stages, right? It's not like you go through depression, and then once you get to depression, you
mean
move
they're
to
not
anger.
linear? You don't.
Exactly.
It's not step by step. Oh,
yes,
you mean ebbs and flows? Got it.
They're not. They're not linear stages.
Did you notice I said like that? That was an intelligent word.
Yes.
I'm really proud of myself.
Did notice that. That was excellent.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said they're not linear.
Oh, yeah. Correct. Right. And I absolutely love that Scott gave you like just the
Tiny
like
bit of
this.
claps. Yeah.
Like the two clap.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So depression, anger, bargaining. If we could just do this, then maybe this would happen. Or if we just flipped this, right? Then you have, I'm sorry, I said depression was the first one. Denial is the first one.
Yes.
Depression is the fourth one. So denial is, this is not happening, right? That's the first one. Depression is the fourth one. And then acceptance is the last. So denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
I am definitely, I have to move into the acceptance. I mean, I'm in the acceptance, but it's still hard because I'm implementing the things. And that's the hard part.
Yep.
Yeah.
But these grief stages, I think, are so incredibly important because we only think about grief stages when we think about death.
That's a good point.
That's not the only time that grief happens. It happens when your relationship that you've been in for X number of years starts to change considerably.
Not just a romantic relationship.
No.
Even friendships, neighbors,
your
family
child goes off
members.
to college.
Yeah, all the things.
Right? It can be things like a change in a job. It can be moving from a house or a place that you really loved into something else. And let's be clear, they're not all negative changes.
No.
I just built a house of my dreams 2 years ago and experienced grief associated with leaving the first home we bought together. My neighbors and the friendships that we established there.
Yeah, that's when you live down the street
Being
from
15
me.
minutes from
It's
you,
fine.
right?
It's
You make fun of that, but there is a grief process
I know.
associated with that. You're still hanging on to it. You're still in the anger and bargaining.
You did have a chance to move 2 houses down from me, but that was the scary scenario.
Yeah, the chicken coop is what really threw me off in that
or
scenario.
was it the 10-foot picture of
Saddam Hussein? That wasn't great either. So what I think is super important is to acknowledge you have been going through, as have I, these grief stages. And it's important to remember during these times how natural they are and how normal they are and how much a part of the journey it is. And now that we can look back over the last, month or two, as this has all been unfolding, there was a ton of bargaining.
I know.
There was anger.
I know.
There was denial in the beginning. And that denial started with okay, we're seeing that this going in a certain pattern and I don't like that. How can we change it?
Right.
Right? We're not going to look at this for what it is. We're going to change the course of it. Right? But I think hopefully it provides some degree of comfort. And once we get to acceptance,
I know
it is not the final stage. Again, it's not linear. As you continue to move through, right? So at the end of this year is officially when the charity is officially closed. There will be a time 6 months from now that you will experience anger.
Oh, sure.
There'll be a time 1 year from now where you'll bargain it.
Sure.
And you'll be like, well, maybe I wonder if we could just start up like this little version of what we were doing. Right. And it's beautiful and it's okay. And that's life. Right. But the part that I've loved the most about your journey is seeing how optimistic and how safe you feel about what's going to happen in the future.
Which is weird.
I agree.
It's so weird. I don't know why I feel that way. I mean, maybe it's the medication I take, but
yeah,
I mean, whatever works. But I feel this sense of excitement. I feel this sense of, and maybe it's because you're officially on this journey. I remember we talk about this on the podcast all the time. When I stepped out of higher ed, that's how Erin and I met. We never talk about our get to know us page. Again, if you haven't read it,
read the timeline. TheMoreLovePodcast.com.
Yeah. So when Erin and I met, we were both in higher education in our master's program, and we were working together, and she was on a different trajectory than I was. And we both remained in higher ed, just in different segments, I guess is the way to put it. And the entire time I knew it wasn't for me. And the entire time I knew more people needed her. Was she amazing? You're amazing at your job. All the things. More people need it. It was too small. And so once I got exposed to other opportunities and other ways of doing things that were really parallel to what you were doing, but just in very different capacities, I'm like, you need to come with me. And I would literally take you on my journey. I'd be like, I'm going to this conference, book a ticket. You're like, okay. See, that's the other thing. You don't question me.
No.
I mean, deep down, you're like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's part empathy, right? All right, sure. That's cool. Sounds good. Let's go to Texas.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I'm like, no, just do it. And then you came with me to a one of our top donors did a master's level class. And I'm like, you're coming with me. And you're like, my kid is 3 weeks old and I'm starting a new job next week. I go, I don't care. Get in the car. And you did.
Yeah.
You got in the car. We went there and we both looked at each other and I'm like, are we clear? You can do this? Yep. We stayed at his house. I'm like, do you see this? Do you see his business model? Do you see these things? I kept trying to put you in exposure opportunities outside of higher ed because that was always your trajectory, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm like, you need to see this.
And then I'm watching it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh,
right.
I've been doing something very similar.
Yes,
or
just on a small scale.
Yeah.
And so then I would constantly, so it started out at a house. Then I took you to a bigger group. Then I took you to like a Tony Robbins type mass thing. I go, do you see this?
Yep.
Are we clear?
Yep.
I remember walking up and down Target. I mean, that time I was in Target. Sometimes it's Hobby Lobby. Sometimes, it's all the things. Now I'm always at the store because I'm avoiding being home with my children. They were little at the time. But, I was just like, you need to see this. You are so much more capable. And so I feel like part of my journey was allowing the veil to come down for you.
Yes.
And you would just come for the ride.
Out of the two of us, who was going to be the one to pave that path? You think it was going to be me? No. There's no way.
That's why I'm the gal. I'm willing to go do whatever. I
agree.
I will, work for $10 an hour because I like to adventure and you're coming with me because you're willing to do it.
And as we just talked about in the car today, you say to me, I have an idea. This is what should happen. And what's my first reaction?
Absolutely
always?
not.
No.
And I'm like, okay.
Nope.
And then the next day I present it a little bit differently. And then the next day I present it differently. I'm a master manipulator in that sense.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah.
Because that deep down, I know that you
constantly just infusing, just constantly infusing. And I immediately, I'm like, nope, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. We're not doing that. And then you'll notice like, oh, I just read an article about it.
Right. Right.
And you won't say anything.
No.
You won't be like, saw that article, right? I mean, sometimes you're an absolute jerk.
Right.
And you're like, what's that article you're reading over there? Oh.
But this is 20 years of life
yeah.
together.
Yes.
This is nothing new. I'm very aware of. I mean, I started the
Now
charity.
you're downright rude.
Oh, yeah.
And now
I'm like-
you're like,
now I'm like,
okay,
I'm gonna
Judgy,
shoot-
how about say no? People have heard it on the
I know.
podcast. You're like, how about you hate my pants now? What size you want me to order for you?
Right.
As soon as we
Right.
get home.
Right.
Because you
Now,
know how it goes.
I'll say it, but I'll say that when it comes to like fashion or things like that, but not when it comes to business sense.
That's true.
I
That
will
is
never.
true.
First of all, I am not an expert. I just know what I like and what feels good. I always
Yeah.
tell my daughter, I'm going to teach you how to drive because you just drive what feels good.
Yeah, we don't care about the speed limit.
No one cares.
What does it feel like you should
69.
go? Yeah. Oh my God.
So, but that's my point is like, that's the whole, you have to create this circle around you that embodies all parts of you and allows you to push you. And when you are feeling very up in the air, insecure, all the things, you have that person who is like helping you through it, giving you different advice, not panicking, all the things. You just got to ebb and flow and you got to really know each other's energy.
Yeah, I agree. And the strength that I feel with both of us moving forward into this next chapter is far superior than what I would feel if it was just me
Or
alone,
just me.
right?
Yeah.
Like you're the wind, I'm the earth.
Right.
You can't have just one of them.
No.
You know?
Right.
And so we've honed that though over time. And I think
It's funny you made me earlier when you were talking, you made me think of something back in our days of when we were resident directors.
okay.
We would do presentations together. This was the rule. You did all the research and put together the PowerPoint, and all I was allowed to do was pick the font.
Yep.
Still our relationship today.
And sometimes you could pick whatever like
Song?
tchotchkes
Right.
or like props
Right.
we were going to have.
Right. Right. But I was only allowed to pick the font.
Some things never change.
That's right. That's,
know?
that's almost 20.
Some things-
That's almost 20 years ago. And I'm laughing.
But you know what? You know what you're fine doing? Picking the font.
I know. To this day.
And that's why it works.
To this day,
Right?
you're like, now
I'm like, I like to be in control.
Right.
And you're like, I like to let her think she's in control.
Right, right.
And we're both happy there.
Right. But what happened in the beginning was you let me pick the font and you just dealt with it. And now it's like, that's not a good font.
Yeah, right.
So you still control it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm like, here's your 3 choices of fonts. And by 3, I mean, it's this one.
Right,
Which
right.
one do you want to
Right,
use?
right.
And you don't care.
No,
You
no.
don't care.
And you're like, just show up and read this and emphasize it. Okay.
And I'm still nervous.
I think we should.
Maybe we take a quick break.
I mean, you think?
Wait, before we even start this, I have to say, this is what Colt said yesterday. Colt, our marketing guy.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
the most uncomfortable part that we're now going to infuse a sponsorship.
I mean, why not?
So he said, I said, it just makes me super uncomfortable. Like I just want to be like, oh my God, this feels like really forced and uncomfortable. And he's like, say that, Aaron, just say that. I'm like, oh, you mean just be authentic? Cool. Okay. I will do that.
Yeah.
So coming at you. Maybe we better take a quick break.
You think?
Let me take a moment to thank our sponsor, Concern Center.
Oh, we like them. They're rethinking how to connect people with the resources and support to live happy, fulfilling lives.
Sounds a lot like our podcast.
Don't push it.
You know, Rebecca, every organization has people that need help finding support. Students, employees, patients.
I do not need help with patience.
Patients. Concern Center's helped 3.5 million people find support nationwide, with more becoming a part of it every day.
Sounds like a lot like our podcast.
I just said that. The More Love God podcast is all about connecting people with each other.
So, if you or someone you know is involved in a university, a company, or health system that needs a better way to connect people with resources, please reach out to connection@concerncenter.com.
Help us get everyone connected with the help they need.
Well said. What were we talking about? We just read that for the first time.
We did a good job.
We did do a good job.
Is there ever going to come a time? Thank you, Scott. That was a longer clap. That was a longer clap. Do you think there's ever going to come a time that we're just going to say it to each other instead of having to look at our piece of paper?
Not a chance in hell.
No.
Not a chance in hell.
Sure you will.
I mean, we could ad lib.
Patience. Rebecca.
We could ad lib like we did with our. Remember when you called me and you're like, we need to do a promo for our podcast, and I'm like, okay, and you're like, let's pick up the Zoom emojis, and you're like, we're just gonna ad lib, and I'm like,
one of my favorite
because you're good at that.
videos.
I'm not good
One
at
of
that.
You said it's not gonna be a snoozer, and like the Z's show up over your head. That is one of my favorite. Where did we post that? I think we posted it on Instagram or
Somewhere.
on TikTok. That was one of my favorites.
We're a hot mess.
Yeah.
We're a hot mess.
Sky, you didn't start my timer.
I did actually, but it must not have worked that time. 40 minutes.
We're at 40 minutes?
Yeah, you're at 40 minutes.
Oh man, we don't shut up.
I can't. Anything you want to talk about empathy? No? All right, great.
Is it
Have a great day.
starting now?
Pretty
I
excited about
cannot.
that commercial
Is
we
it
just
rolling
did.
now?
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at 5 seconds. Super helpful. Thank you.
You just have to be under 20 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Whatever.
We got a trip coming up.
Which one? We have a lot of trips
I'm
coming
so
up.
excited. I'm so excited. We're going back to the place where I shit the couch. I'm sure we'll have another adventure.
We're going back to the espresso bean
couch scenario.
Yeah. When's that one? That's in November.
That's in November.
Yep.
Yep. Guess where else we're going? Disney World.
Going to Disney.
Weren't you just there?
We're not
She
going to talk
can't.
about
She can't stop. She has to return her Starlight frame though, her Skylight frame though, because it's too expensive. But
I've already picked her outfit.
then she's like, I already paid for her tickets to go to Disney.
That's why I had to return it. I had to come up with the extra money. Oh my God. We're going to have such a good time. Last time we went, you cried on the test track.
Yes, I did.
So
That's
I already,
on the TikTok.
Yep. I already have the plan.
Oh, good. Remember we had a fry flight and
We
it was
did.
terrible.
It was terrible. In fact, when I
Smelled
was
like
just
BO.
there. Yes. When I was just there, I went past it and I went, nope.
Don't do it,
Walk
guys.
away.
Don't
Walk
do it.
away.
You think you want that fry flight, but it tastes like
Dog.
pit
BO.
cheese. It's not good. Not good. I have so many things on this list over here, and none of them we can talk about in
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay. How about that?
So, what? What is that? What is that?
So
That's a book. It
is.
says empathy is your superpower, a book about understanding the feelings of others. Oh, you're going to read that to me?
well, you might have to read it. I haven't even opened it. So remember when we first started this podcast? Well, when you decided what it was going to be and I went home and I got all the journal and I was like going to be prepared and do all the things.
Yeah.
So that lasted 20 minutes. I found this book. I found The Whale online,
Yep.
and I have one more thing that hasn't come out yet. And we were talking about empathy as your superpower. So I just happened to Google that, and this children's book came up. And I thought, stop it. And do you notice this says E?
Oh, it does say E.
It does. So it could be empathy,
I think that's
Aaron.
but one's for empathy, one's for Aaron.
Right.
Oh.
You're this man.
Of course I am. Well, you're the redheaded girl. So how many words are in that book? A lot?
Look at this. This book is dedicated to my parents, two of the most caring and loving models of empathy a person could have.
Oh,
Are you going to cry? Maybe we shouldn't read this.
right. I know.
So we are all born with superpowers.
I can't. Should we read that first before we read it on air?
We probably should.
Oh my God, that's like a chapter book. Look at that's so sweet.
Yep. So,
Okay, I'm going to read that. But now I'm remembering I have something we can do.
Okay, great. So anyway, I just want to let you know that how about we do this next episode? Okay. But I thought this was sweet because I literally said to you, empathy is your superpower. And
This
then
was,
I found
this was at a time where I said to you, I do not understand.
Yes.
Why is this happening and this happening and this happening? And these things are so confusing to me. And why don't people do this? And why don't people do that? And I was at like such a breaking point. And you said, I got it. I said, what? And you said, it's your superpower. Empathy is your superpower. You don't understand other people in the world because no one processes this stuff like you do.
That's right. That's right. And so I'm guessing when you read this book, it's going to be the aha moment you needed as a child.
Right as a kid's book. Yep. So I have this.
Okay,
it's
great.
called We're Not Really Strangers. Okay. I found this online. I don't know anything about it.
Great.
But it came with this cute little thing. It says, note from the creator.
Oh. Love it.
And it looks like it's in real handwriting, which I absolutely love. It says, I have found there are 2 ways to play this game. 1, play safe. 2, play to grow.
Oh, I'm playing all out.
The second is how you win.
Oh, that's all about you. First of all, you are the most competitive person. You just want to win.
I do.
I know. That's why you never picked me to be on your team for anything.
The second is how you win.
Yeah, growing.
Come on.
I would have thrown that thing. I would never even would have opened that.
I love that. So I don't really know, but they're just a whole bunch of questions.
Great.
I think that they're like questions similar to some of those,
Would you rather?
icebreaker games. No, I don't think so. It's not like truth or dare in here.
We should do that.
Truth or dare?
Yes.
I swear to God, this podcast is not what I thought it was. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Did we talk about empathy at all today? We did. We talked about
grief.
We talked about grief. Great. Well, there's your 15 minutes, folks.
This is going to be empathy. All right, read it. Wait, do I get some to ask you?
Well, I don't know how this works. I'm sure
Just
there's
pick a question.
Some rules. Oh, that one says 2 at the bottom. So what does that mean? Like they go in order 1, 2, 3. Oh boy.
No.
Here, this one says 1.
Oh,
maybe those are easier questions.
Level 1, perception.
Hand me one. Don't look at it either. Thank you. Okay. Level 1, perception. We're not really strangers. Okay. Wild card.
I have to ask you mine.
You wait.
I can't.
What?
Level 1, perception. How likely am I to go camping? How high maintenance is my setup?
You mean glamping? Yeah, you're definitely not going camping.
Not a chance in hell.
No, there's absolutely not a chance. And how high maintenance? I don't know. It
Are
looks
we
a
in
lot
nature?
like the Hyatt.
Are we in nature? No. Goodbye. Go ahead.
Think of your favorite brand of cereal. On the count of 3, say your answer out loud. And then it says both players.
So we both have to do it.
Yes. Okay. So I
I'll
need
count.
a second. Oh, Scott, you play too?
Well, I'll count for you, and then you guys set it out.
I want you to say it too.
I don't have a favorite cereal.
Whatever, Scott. Everyone has a favorite cereal. You're just not thinking hard enough.
Wait, are we saying our own, or I'm saying what I think you're going to say?
No, you say your own.
And you say your own.
Yeah. Hang on. I need a minute. Can you talk for a minute so that I can think? Okay. Okay. I got it. Do you have one, Scott?
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3. Special
Cheerios.
K with red berries. Oh my God. What did you say? Scott, what did you say?
Life.
Oh my God, I was going to say life because
Cheerios. That does not get any more bland and disgusting
those are my
than
favorite.
that.
Me and
Well,
Sawyer,
Cheerios are great.
we only like Cheerios. Plain Cheerios. They cannot have sugar. I hate sugar cereal. Blech. Next.
Whatever.
How many speeding tickets do
No
you
one
think I've
cared that
gotten
I
in my
said-
life?
No one cleared that I said Special K with red berries. No one's going to comment
I'm
about
surprised
that.
you didn't pick fiber 1.
Mucinex. What is it?
Mucinex.
What is it? You know the one that looks like gerbil food?
That's fiber 1. Oh, grape nuts.
Grape nuts. I have a nice bowl of pebbles for.
It looks like guinea pig food.
Yeah,
What
it's
is it? Mucinex. Mucilix.
Grape nuts.
I think it starts with an M.
You're thinking. No, it doesn't.
Oh, here's a good one. Do you think I'm usually early, on time, or late to events? Explain. Everyone knows the
Early.
answer. Yeah.
Early.
Yeah, I was thinking for
she
you.
doesn't want to offend anybody.
God.
How many speeding tickets do you think I've gotten in my life? That's a good question. Scott, what do you think? How many for me?
3.
Aaron?
How many tickets? Not how many times have you been pulled over?
Either one.
No, they're different. The numbers are different. 0.
Wow.
Is the answer 0?
No. I've been pulled over once in high school on the way home from my boyfriend's house because they didn't think I was old enough to drive because they couldn't see my head over the seat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That was number one.
Yep.
The second time I got a speeding ticket in front of the Sweden Senior Center
Okay.
because I was wearing rain boots. It was New Year's Eve. I was wearing rain boots, and you know how you can't move your foot? I was on the accelerator too fast, and I couldn't get over to the
Yeah.
thing.
Did you tell the police officer that?
I did. And then this is when you forced me to take that stupid ass class to get points off your license.
Oh, yeah.
And I was
Defensive driving.
so pissed at you.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
That was the worst
Because you
experience of my
hated
life.
it. You rolled your eyes the whole
The
time.
whole time.
And then
I'm
what
like,
happened?
can we go home?
Then what happened?
What?
Then
I don't remember.
Then you ended up getting pulled over and you got those points off your license.
No, that was after I got pulled over. You made me do it.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
after.
because they
It
didn't
was
reduce
after.
my ticket.
So how many tickets?
So just one speeding ticket.
Oh, just one ticket.
And I got pulled over once because they couldn't see my head over the seat. They thought I was too young to drive. That's it.
What subject do you think I
on
thrived
wood.
in at school?
Oh, everything.
Did I fail any?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Scott, what do you
thrived
think?
at everything.
No, I don't think you failed at anything.
You don't?
No.
What do you think I thrived in?
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are
English.
really nice.
Math. You were the one tutoring everyone.
I definitely did fail.
Bullshit.
Something. Well,
What, music?
Okay.
Yeah,
I got it. I got a
definitely
65
not music.
I got a 67.
In what? High school?
Yep.
Did you take a
What was
language?
Spanish?
Latin?
What was it? No, I did the best I possibly could in Latin.
You took Latin.
Sure
You're
did
so
Of
take
course you took
Latin.
Latin.
Semper ubi sub ubi.
I can't.
Means always
All
wear
right,
your underwear.
67?
Yeah, I got a
Too
67.
bad I wasn't a 69.
Ay, idiot. I got a 67 in what?
History.
Nope.
Chemistry.
Nope.
Bio.
Home ec?
Or
Ec. Home ec. You know what? That's not a bad guess.
Actually,
Scott.
cooking.
That's not
Cooking.
a bad guess.
Definitely cooking. Earth science.
Yeah. Nope. Photography. Photography.
Of course, it was an elective.
Yeah, we had to go back in the dark room and we had to like put the film on the reel in the back of the dark room. And
Cool.
I processed it, and I thought I processed the coolest picture of this leaf. And I sure did print that thing out. I was so proud of it. And I remember, just like Chris at the Splatters place, who always has something to say about my artwork, my teacher came over and was like,
That's not it.
"That's just a bad processing job."
Wow.
Okay. Well, I framed it. That
Great teacher.
bitch is in my office. So whatever. All right, move
here's
up to level 2.
Wait,
These
here's a
level
good
ones. What?
What's the first thing you noticed about me?
Well, let's see. It was in the parking garage.
That's how we met.
Yeah. The first thing I noticed about you
Was it the tampon string hanging out my vagina?
Oh my God, I cannot. I don't.
If you
poor
didn't
Scott.
read the timeline, there it is. There it is.
All right, move on to number 2. Give me the ones so they don't get messed up. And then here's number 2. This is next level. Ready, Scott?
Okay.
Okay, we're supposed to move up here.
Oh, connection.
Okay.
Ew, that's
Think of something you strongly dislike that most people love. On the count of 3, say it out loud. All players.
Whoa. I strongly dislike that other people love.
Yes. You thinking, Scott?
That's really hard.
Something that I dislike. Oh, I absolutely know.
Okay.
I got to think of the name of it, though.
I do not like level 2. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, right. Wait
These
till you
are
get to level
terrible.
3. Do you have something, Scott?
I guess.
Okay. So on the count of 3, say something that you strongly dislike that most people love.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Hugging.
Love Shack.
TikTok.
What do you say?
TikTok.
TikTok. Okay.
Yep. I said Love Shack.
I can't.
Hey.
Baby, Love Shack. Hate that one. You know the other one I hate? On the pontoon. I hate
I always
those
play that
songs.
for you.
Everyone's like, oh, yeah, play that one. Play
What's that
one.
one?
What?
Which one did you just say?
On the pontoon.
On the pontoon?
Motorboating.
Ooh, motorboating. Stupid. What'd you say?
Hugging.
I can't.
Classic.
I hate hugging.
Classic.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I got one.
Okay.
Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as?
Oh, hell no.
Really, Scott? Say more about that.
Why? This is your podcast.
You want to be part of this podcast, Scott?
You
Get in the
asked
bubble.
me.
To my world.
Get in the bubble,
You
Scott.
asked me to get into bubbles.
Yeah, that's right. And you're a captive audience. You can't go anywhere either.
I'm working on my self-image, but I know it's far, far lesser than what people perceive me as.
Really?
But you know what? At least it's not the other way around, Scott. At
Oh,
least
God.
you're not over here
God,
like,
no.
God, freaking nailing it. And everyone's like, ooh, Scott's a mess.
I'm crushing it, baby.
That's right.
You freaking love me. Yeah, far from that.
Okay. And you, there's a hard stop for you. What
do you mean?
No way. The image that you have, that you have for yourself, is that how other people see you? Well,
Then, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This is hard because you are real clear about how other people see you.
Right.
But I think you see yourself in a different way
I do.
than other people see
I see
you.
myself as very generic, bland,
Wow.
fit
What?
in.
What?
I remember when I
Is
first
this
met you.
real?
Yes. When I first met you, when we first started having deeper conversations, you were like, you don't see what other people see. I'm like, no.
Oh, I see. Yes. Oh, absolutely.
No, not at all.
Because we would go out to eat somewhere and you'd be like, why is that woman being a bitch to me? And I said, because you're prettier than she is. And you're like, what?
yeah, no, that does
It
not.
does not cross your mind
Is
at
that
all.
something
Never.
that women do? Just kidding.
What do you say? Is that what
Is
women
that
do?
something that women do? They be bitches to each other if there's one of them's prettier than the other?
Oh, Scott.
It was a joke question because I know the answer to
Because you
that
do.
one.
Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Because it ain't pretty out there in female land.
I've been married for over 20 years. I know many of those answers.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Okay, hang on. I'm looking. Oh, that one's too deep for you. Can't do that one.
What about this one?
I like this one. Show the first photo in your camera roll
Oh, God.
and explain it.
Not mine.
Here we go.
Could be
Oh,
anything.
geez.
Could be anything.
Okay, here
Actually,
we go.
mine's the 69.
The first one? Oh God! Wait till you see this. I don't know if you can see it. This is the most disgusting thing ever.
I can't wait.
Can you see that?
Ew!
Is that a buffet?
It's a baby cake. It's a cake that's in the shape of a baby.
Oh my God, Scott, why do you got that? What is that?
I thought it was a turkey.
Well, I think that was the idea. No,
Why
so
does it look like that?
my daughter at school, she's bringing home this real baby that they have to take
Oh
care
my God, I
of.
love that thing. Scott, can you please bring that in? Can you please have her bring that in? I love
I'll
that thing
find
so
out if
much.
I can.
Please, I'll tell her I'll
when
take
I was
good
in
care
school,
of
we
it.
had to bring around a bag of flour.
Oh, no.
Which
Now
sucked.
they have like
Now that
real babies with.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
it
Wi-Fi
cries,
baby,
too.
and and you have to scan your wrist thing, otherwise it cries and dies. I don't know. So yeah, so she
whatever. Oh,
yeah. Sorry. So she. I have to remember that.
I'm not sure how much more clear I can make it to you folks that is never going to go well.
So anyway, she's talking about how she has to bring home this baby. And I happened to be scrolling through Facebook and saw that post on one of my friends' pages, and I downloaded it and sent it to my daughter.
Oh my God. Listen, I have a story that I have completely forgotten about until you said that.
okay.
So I had the baby think it over.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Absolutely.
I forgot. Baby, think it over. We were the trial.
In high school.
Yes.
Exactly. It was
We
like
were
one
the
of
trial.
our last years. Okay. And I was dating a white boy at the time.
Why did we have to preface that? Oh, because you had a black baby think it over?
Let me finish the story.
I can't. I have a lot of questions already.
So it was time for me to get my baby Think It Over, and I was so excited to bring it home. So excited. And the baby that they had left was the African American baby. So I took that baby. I loved that baby. I wrapped that baby up. I'm pretty sure I took it home on the bus. I was like a 16 or 17-year-old, loved this thing, right? Well, you had to take it over the weekend. So Sunday comes along and I got to go to church. Right? So there's Ellen and John and me and my high school boyfriend and my African American baby Think It Over. And the looks.
Oh, I bet.
This was in 1999. The looks that I got going into that church, the double looks, the right here I am holding hands with Justin, holding my baby Think It Over, was a lesson in and of itself.
I bet.
And boy, I held that baby proud. Even at the ripe age of 17, I'm holding that baby. Thing starts crying in the middle of church. You got to shove the key in its back, right? And I loved it. I'm like, I think this thing is supposed to keep you from wanting to have a baby. And I wonder if I can take it next weekend too, because I love it, right? And then nighttime came. And it was, I don't know, 2 a.m. or whatever. And of course, they set it to make sure that it goes off in the middle of the night because you're supposed to hate your life on this thing.
Right.
What did I do? I just
up.
took that key. I propped it right in the back of that baby Think It Over. I propped that baby up right on the side of the bed. Fell right back asleep.
That's right.
The minute it starts crying again, which means you can take the key out. I just took the key out, went right back to bed.
Yep.
Pretty sure I did the same thing with my own child.
I mean, that's right.
When he was crying in the middle of the
Sure did. That's funny.
My God, I completely forgot about that. The baby Think It Over.
I know.
The looks.
I know.
From these churchgoers. I'll tell you what.
I love it.
All right. We are 1 minute and 15 seconds over. So I'm going to end with an empathy problem.
Okay.
Oh, drop my pen. Okay. So could you please pick a number between 1 and 10?
2.
Okay. This is called Gilbert and June fighting.
Okay.
So I have a dog named Juniper, and I have a cat named Gilbert. Also another cat named Sullivan, who is the sweetest cat on the planet. And Gilbert hates June more than anything. Yeah, that actually is live.
That I was going to say.
That was live. Gilbert hates June to the point where June is a 60-pound dog, and Gilbert will put June in the corner, back her into a corner, and not let her move. And she will just put her head down as if to be like, okay, Gilbert, you win, right? So I'm upstairs in my bedroom getting ready for the day, and I hear Gilbert go after June. And Gilbert or June will not growl, will not get upset, whatever. And I come to the top of the stair rail and I'm yelling, Gilbert, knock it off. And then, of course, you know me, I got to do a full-on therapy session, right? So I go down the stairs and I'm like, what is your problem? I don't understand why you're acting like this, right? And I'm like, June, go lay in your bed. You're okay, right? I handle the whole situation. I go back upstairs. First thing that happens to me, empathy problem. I got to go apologize to Gilbert. He's got trauma. He's been traumatized from a very young age. He's just in protection mode. So what do? I go back downstairs.
Give him some freaking treats.
And I go over to Gilbert. And I pet him on the head and I pick him up. He likes to be held like a baby. And I say, I'm really sorry, buddy. You didn't mean to yell at you. I understand that you have some past trauma. Was that a dog? What was that? I was like, I'm really sorry, Gilbert. Scott, I need you to put on some music, like some really calming, therapy music.
Unfortunately, this is all I have. Oh, I don't even have that. Never mind.
Oh,
Sorry.
Maybe you do it, Rebecca. There you go. Gilbert, I am so sorry that I yelled at you. Your trauma runs deep. And I just don't want you to hurt June.
Country.
Do it. I don't want you to hurt June. I don't want you to hurt her. I understand that you're mad. I understand that you're mad. But you cannot act like this to the dog. Because a dog has feelings too. There we go. There it is. But this is like, we're like in like, we know where we are? Back at Choppafellas.
Not our Space Mountain.
Right.
Oh my God.
The only one I could find in a pinch.
I just derailed your entire empathy problem.
Hashtag empathy problem.
I loved that.
Me too. Isn't empathy amazing?
Well, we're amazing. I don't know about all this empathy stuff.
That's fine. I accept you wherever you are.
Oh, God.
I love you.
I love you too.
And if you love us, please like and subscribe to More Love, the Power of Empathy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
See you next time.